Dr. Mark Changizi here with your Science Moment. There's been sort of meme going around that, the bullet missed Trump by about 1/4 of an inch. And so there's these memes that are going around saying, look, civil war was averted by 1/4 of an inch. It would have been riots and civil war, and the right would have gone crazy had Trump, in fact, been assassinated. Now, I think this is it's certainly possible. There could have been riots, but there's a couple points to make about this. One, it is not at all, in my opinion, clear that in the United States, for a long time, the right is not where we see riotous demonstrating crowds. The January 6th stuff was the biggest nothing burger that you've ever seen. Almost any demonstration from BLM over that previous year or two is devastatingly more violent than what we saw during January 6th. There just isn't that culture on the right in the United States. What you're seeing when the left is putting out, so there would have been civil war and riots had Trump. No, this is projection. This is what the left would do in the same circumstance. This is projection. This is not, in fact, how the right has, in recent times, 20, 40 years, been behaving in the United States at all. Secondly, when these sorts of things happen, had Trump been, in fact, hit and died, all right, from the assassination, had that happened, it is not always the case at all that that his side would be in the streets rioting. Very often, what happens is exactly what happened during October 7th, when Hamas killed 1,200 plus Israelis. The way that the world reacted was against Israel, against the Jews. Anti-Semitism exploded, as I've discussed in videos, just after 10/7. This is what happens when you look weak. When your side looks weak because you've suffered a loss, your enemies are emboldened. They take to the streets. They take to the demonstrations. They are suddenly emboldened, and people that didn't even consider themselves on that side want to be on their side because they're the team that's winning. They don't want to be associated with the side that just got beaten, got humiliated. Right? Had the assassination worked, there's no reason to believe that the right would have been out there rioting or that there would have been a civil war. These suggestions are based upon projection from the left, where most of the violence in the last 20, 40 years in my lifetime comes from. On the streets, far left, communist, socialist, anti-fascists, quote unquote, folks. And secondly, if it had occurred, very often the folks that riot on the streets are those opposed to the person assassinated because it emboldens them. And that was your Science Moment.